Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here. It's Saturday, right? Well, I'm taping this late on Friday afternoon, and I have just a whole bunch of fun things to show you and a blank wall, and a blank wall for a reason, because that's what we'll get to. But we're going to talk about the other stuff first. Here's a hint. It has to do with midnight moon. Okay, first of all, let's do a tidy up challenge. I forgot it yesterday for whatever reason, didn't remember it. So tidy up challenge is something I need to do, which is vacuum my room. Vacuum, like under this thing here, like under here. Yeah, I have like a mat that I stand on the other side, and that has like ridges, and it gets so much threads and dust. So yeah, today is vacuuming day. That's your 10-minute tidy up challenge. So get vacuumed and cleaned up this weekend. Okay, we have the scavenger hunt. Today is a scavenger hunt, and so I have seam rippers. That is our scavenger hunt. I'd like to see how many seam rippers you have. Now, I went around and collected some of mine, and I have that new one that I got that I want to show you, which is the electric trimmer. So, but first, let's see what the seam rippers are that I have. And I went around, this is not all of them, but this is all I could find at the moment. So this is my normal one. The clover, and look at this one. This one, see how the plastic has yellowed? This yellowed one, it was in my travel case that when I dismantled all my travel stuff, it was in there because this was probably one that is the oldest. The word clover is totally worn off. You can barely see it there. And yeah, but it's my favorite. It has a nice weight to it. This is a little bit newer one. And then I have one that I bought when I was it may have come with a sampler box at some point. So it's in case I misplaced one. I know there's another one of these somewhere. Then I have the lighted one, which we got recently. Look at that. That is really cool. And it has a nice feel to it. So this is a nice one as well. These, okay, I'm going to keep this one a second. I have several of these. I know this one Becky at Power Tools sent me, and it has both a stiletto on the one end, so it's just the pointy part, and then it has the seam ripper, put it in like this, the seam ripper on that end. But over the years, I've been given a couple others of these, and they must be in sewing bags, so I have to go find them. I know I have another red one, and I have a black and white one that I bought, which is really cool. Here's another one on a chain, and I can't remember, the black and white one might be on a chain as well. And there you can take the seam ripper and open it. But generally when I do that, I will take it off the chain. So we'll work with it. And then I used this a lot when I was teaching, so that I would wear it around my neck and just have it with me to help students out, so they could be cutting something if they messed up, and I would just rip out something for them, that kind of a thing. All right, then there are these slicer dicer kind. I have this one from the, I don't know, this is one of the Gypsy products. All of theirs are purple, I think. So this has a little blade there so that you can just sort of slice down the seam allowance. So like, or the, the sewn seam. Okay, so like here is let me just pull that. Let me just open that just a little bit to get it started. Okay, so with these guys, you just take and open them up and just sort of run it down like this. Sometimes I think you need 3 hands for these kind, but you can just sort of pull it as you go, and you're not actually having to pick anything. You're just sort of slicing the thread. So that's kind of cool. And that's pretty much the principle of the electric trimmer. And this is the one that was a gift that I just got the other day. So you pull the cap off. The battery is in it. I've tested it. Oh, it has a light too. I forgot about the light part. All right, so once again, you just, where's the button? Yeah. So you just can pull it. But I always feel like you need more hands. So you just pull it down, and it works a little bit faster. I think you get kind of in the groove with it. Can you see? Yeah, it's hard for me to, there. So you're just basically slicing that threads in between and then pulling them as you go. So those are my seam rippers. They are a necessary part of being a maker. You can't make without having a seam ripper because there's always something you're going to need to undo or unpick, and that's just the way life is. It's not good or bad, it's just what happens. Okay, I have a mail call, and this is from Karen in Texas. So she sent me this really sweet card, and then some selvages. And you know, we're starting that this coming week, the Red Zinger. So I wanted to show you 3 of them that she sent that will be so darling in the Red Zinger. They could be, I think they'd be really cute next to each other. So here are some flip-flops with the little fishies. Look at that goofy face. And then here's a little ducks on this one. I love that checkerboard. That looks like the quilts that I make. And then these hedgehogs. So I'm so happy that she gave me enough fabric. Look how wide that is. She gave me enough so I could include a nice strip with hedgehogs, you know, because I need extra fabric on here. I don't want them like this because then I don't get any other color, you know, if you just have the white part. So I need the other part on there too. So those look really, really good. All right, what else do we have? Well, this is important because it's food. My grocery store got in caramel apples. Do you love these? They're caramel rolled in nuts. I basically want the caramel and the nuts, then you get a little bit of apple with it. Yeah, it's so yummy. I'm not a fan of the candied ones, the red ones that with that hard crust. Yeah, I don't like those at all. I only like these, the caramel and the nuts, because that's the part that I want, is caramel and nuts. All right, what else can I tell you here before we go on to Midnight Moon? I did take from the Oh My Stars. These were the trimmings from the Blue Stars, and the Oh My Stars is at the spa now. It's at Karen, with Karen at the local spa, which is super fun. She just lives down the road. She's my new friend. And I just put them, I think I'm going to do a block like this. Then I will either make it a pillow or put it into the part center as a block. But I really like how that looks, just that sort of wave of color coming down. So that's done. Well, it's not done. They're all trimmed and laid out, so that part is good. Then I have a binding. Yes, let the angels sing. So dramatic, right? So the binding is on. I use my pink Harmony. I'll hold it up. So Harmony on the back, the purple Harmony on the back, and then I used a pink Harmony for the binding. I still have to stitch the hanging sleeve, and I have to do the label, right on the label. So those 2 things I still have to do, but it is very, very close. So that is awesome. All right, I have a little book nook. My friends Lisa Alexander and Susan Aki, let me get the book. Whoops, Susan Aki did a book together. Yay! And they are amazing quilters. They both super talented. They both love scrap quilts, and they don't do them sort of random scrappy. They have a little bit more controlled scrappiness, and they always look extraordinary. Their quilts are so amazing. They asked me to write a little book review for them, which I did, and the link is in the description box here below, so you can go take a look at that and see some of the pictures. But I'll just flip through a little bit with you because their concept is a little different for this book. These are not all easy peasy patterns. Some of them are real easy, and other ones are going to be a little bit more to work on, which is totally fun because not everybody wants to make easy quilts. A lot of us like a little bit of a challenge. And they also did like a theme, but you can see them in pairs here. So they each had a theme, and then they made their own thing, but the themes are kind of loose, and they tell you about them and why they picked what they did. So you can see a little bit in some of them how things related. There's 2 more. So there's 2 more from the theme. Then they also introduce you to their quilters, the people who are quilting all these. And those long arm quilters then also gave you a little discussion on what they quilted and why they quilted it. So there they are introducing you to those ladies. Now when you get to each of the blocks, like here, this is so pretty. So they give you a little bit about why they designed it. But the interesting part is this one, which they lay out fabrics to show you what works and what might not work for every single quilt in here. And then their long armor. So here is, she wrote right in this article about the quilt and what she did. Look at this. Look how scrappy that is. Using all kinds of reds, all kinds of navies. So let's look at this one. What is it called? Ruffled Hibiscus. So this has a beautiful peaches and creams, but they're not all the exact same fabrics. And this is how they show you what fabrics were maybe too busy to be going for this design, and then ones and the scale of them that were used. So this is really effective in showing you, because I tend to be this person. I tend to be the person who uses all the big prints, and sometimes that is a little detriment to the pattern. I don't mind, because I like to do that, but sometimes it doesn't hold the pattern as tightly when you use a lot of prints with maybe other colors in it and things like that. So look how spectacular that is. This one is by Susan Aki. Now I fell in love with the sailboat one. This one here. Oh my goodness. So I had to do a block. Ta-da! There we go. Here is my block for the sailboat. And it's a paper hat, a paper hat that you fold and then it sails on the water. See? You see the paper hat? Whoops, you can't see it. See the paper hat up here? So that's what I did. Oh, so fun. So fun. So this book is out now, so that you can get a copy if you love these sort of interesting quilts that have a lot of personality. And there's a lot of good information in there. They're just wonderful. So I didn't show you the whole paper hat one. Wait. So there were the colorations. See? And where's the full quilt? Here it is. There we go. Isn't that fabulous? And it does use templates, but sometimes you have to do that. So I had templates made. I made them with freezer paper. Okay, let's move on to the main event here, which is just finished all of the Midnight Moon. So I've got my ladder there. See the ladder? I've got my Midnight Moon blocks plus the 3 extras. Yeah, so I have 3 extra Midnight Moon blocks because I redid the bat and I redid the candy corn, and then I redid one of my blocks that was really out of whack. I had messed it up a bit. It happens. So here we go. Here are all of the blocks, large, medium, and small, with all of their frames on them. And I have this massive desire to toss them in the air. Should I do it? Should I toss them in the air? Because it doesn't matter. They're not in any order right now. I'm going to have to take the book here and figure out the order to put them up on the wall. You have to look at the picture. So I'm thinking, well, if I stand back, should I do it? 1, 2. Okay, let's do it. 3. Woo-hoo! I'll put them up again. Oh, they came all down like this. Whee! Oh my goodness. So now I have a whole pile of blocks. There they are on the floor. I'm going to put them up on the wall and I'll be right back. I'm going to try a different tactic. I have 2 up there, so I don't have to keep climbing the ladder. I'm going to do the row across and then the row across, because then I can, I think, reach the 3rd row without getting on the ladder. So we're going to do these top 2 rows next. Top 3 rows are all the way across, and when this comes down it has to come all the way there. So to show you the whole thing, I'll probably have to move that out, which is so full. But anyways, back to here. Okay, this is going faster now. On to the rest. Look at that. Oh, it's so exciting. So I'm all the way back against my window so I can get everything in. And I will rearrange some things because all of the bonus ones that I substituted ended up, their placements were on the border. And so I want to sprinkle them within. So I'll switch some things around. There's some places like, let's look close, like right here. There's dots to dots, these big dots. I think I'll switch something around so that I don't have those big dots. A couple places the big dots are right next to each other, so I think I'll move a couple of those around. But there we go. Oh, so exciting. So now this weekend, this is what I'll be sewing. And it's so big, it doesn't even all fit in this particular camera. I have to push the camera even back further against the wall. So I'll scan you up, all the way up to the cotton sign, and then down. Yeah, and I moved the little red cabinet so that I could get in there. And like I said, there's some things I'll switch around. So I'll leave it up here today, and I'll move some things and take a few pictures, and then probably tomorrow, or maybe even sections of it today, I might find that I like tonight and just sew them, and we'll see. So it is ready to rock and roll. Ah, so good. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.